The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good Tuesday morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN. Thanks for kicking off your trading day right here with me. And we kick things off on a Jobs Tuesday. Not usually Jobs Tuesday, usually Jobs Friday, but the government was shut down, and we pick things up with the S&Ps right now. Little volatility on that 830 number. You shoot higher, we trade lower, and we're almost right back to where we were prior to that number at 830. And that number that we got, payrolls rise by 64,000 in November after falling by 105,000 in October. Quite a number. You get into some of the wage data and unemployment rising to 4.6%. You zoom in on some of the numbers. The market's still looking for 2 interest rate cuts in 2026 by December. Pretty remarkable, the slow path they have. But yes, we're also talking about wage, 3.5% year over year, the slowest in the cycle. Okay, so wage data. And manufacturing continuing to shed jobs. Unemployment, white unemployment, the highest since October of 2021. Black unemployment, the highest since August of 2021. Unemployment going up. The unemployment rate, 4.6%. So we have some jobs weakness out here. The past 3 months, when you add in that negative October number, only 22,000 jobs on a 3-month basis. So you're adding 20,000 jobs, unemployment rate's going up. You know, where's the break-even number? Maybe somewhere around 50. It's certainly not 22,000. So we get that jobs data. We'll dig into it more, but we jump around to the markets, and there was your reaction initially. And we are lower now with the S&Ps off by 13. NASDAQ 100, we're off by 85. That's about 0.3%, 25,260. The Dow, they all popped higher and then gave it up. The Dow, negative by 43 points or 0.1%. And the Russell right now, negative by 3 points or 0.1% as well. Bitcoin's up 1,000, but let's jump to yields. You jump over to the 10-year. You get the 10-year right now. You see the volatility all the way up to 112.22. We're back to 112.10. You get the 10-year at 4.18 right now. You jump over the 2-year. As I mentioned, things have not really changed for the Fed. A brief initial spike, which was higher price, lower yield, right? These are weak numbers. Okay, so the market reacted and it said, okay, we got weak numbers. The 2-year reacted right away, okay? And that's only 4 minutes. It's a 1-minute chart, so it looks more exacerbated than it may be. But you got higher price, you got lower yield. The market said, man, we got weakness. The Fed's going to cut. Okay, we're only adding 22,000 jobs a month. The wage data is going to be helpful. Wages are going up, the lowest number they have in years. So people are getting less raises, and the unemployment rate's going up. And we're only adding 22,000 jobs a month. So, yeah, in general, the Fed, they may step in. And so you have higher price, you have your lower yield, the market rejoices, but we've given it back a bit. And realistically, we're only about 1 to 2 ticks away from where we were. So we'll see if the Fed proceeds. But right now, we jump over the dollar. Yeah, no matter what, dollar weakness. So dollar jumps down to 97.90 on lower yield initially. And we're pushing 98 right now. You check out the dollar on the daily, and it's been a straight trip to negative prices for almost the last month. I mean, look at this thing. We just traded from 100.50 almost. We're pushing 98. And as we've been talking about on this program, that channel line, folks, that is the lower channel line that goes back to 2008. And we just keep bumping up against it. You know, what I always like about trades like this, okay, if you're trading the dollar, right? And I think the dollar's weak right now, okay? You get these numbers right now. You get the economy's weak, okay? We're going to get the Fed with a new chair. We're going to get that new chair nominated shortly. or at least the name out there of who's going to be nominated as they step in the role in May, that new Fed chair gets 5 meetings, folks. That new Fed chair gets 5 meetings next year. And the market's only penciling in 2 cuts right now of all next year. And meanwhile, market's only adding 22,000 jobs a month. Unemployment's going up. But the great thing when you set up like this, you get your back against the wall. Okay, I think the dollar's weak. I'm looking for it to break this channel line. You come back, you test it, and then that's potentially where the rally really starts ripping. And maybe that's just enough time as we start coming into a new Fed chair in May. And their first meeting is in June. Okay, the next Fed chair, their first opportunity to chair a meeting is going to be in June. But the great part about it is that your back's right against the wall. Okay, and you know, you want to be bullish to the dollar? That's great. Just set a nice stop beneath it. You're in a nice critical area. You know if you're wrong. And if you're wrong, take your stops, folks. We're going to get some volatility, all right? We got a weak jobs market right now. We just had a month that lost 100,000 plus jobs. 100,000 plus on the decline. 105 in October. Now, we don't get the inflation data for October. We get some of those numbers in November. And yeah, on the wage front, 3.5% year over year, slowest in the cycle. And as they put it here, this is Bloomberg Intelligence Ira Jersey just saying, hey, the Fed's in play, man. Okay, we're going to need to see the numbers. But if you're talking about wages only going up 3.5%, and meanwhile we're losing 100,000 jobs, we're adding 50, and really on a 3-month basis, we're barely positive on a jobs front. And that's the expectation in the market. By March, not even 1 cut priced in. June, remember, is the first opportunity you're going to get with a new Fed chair. Okay? That's when the market starts pricing in maybe 1.5 cuts by then. And then you got to go out to September and December to really get to 50 plus basis points in terms of cuts. Not a lot of cuts priced in when we got weakness in this market. Yeah, healthcare, man. Healthcare is the hiring. 46,000 workers. Whew. I mean, I said it last go around. They're building a lot of beautiful hospitals out here in Central Florida, folks. Okay, we got Orlando Health. I'll have to pull up these projects. Massive, massive build-out projects. Orlando Health is just going to be a player in this area. Even though they're Orlando Health, man, you should see the operations they're building around Lakeland. Average hourly earnings growth has slowed on a year-over-year basis to that 3.5%. Still outstripping the pace of inflation, but real earnings growth is slowing. That'll make the Fed feel better about their worries about cutting to help this economy and the risks of inflation. Remember, they have dual mandates, right? Price stability, inflation, full employment, jobs. Well, if the wage data is going down and unemployment's going up, they're going to be a lot more worried about jobs than they are price stability. And then they're going to pivot when it goes the other way around. Yeah, so October, 105,000 jobs lost. We need to gain 150,000 jobs for the unemployment rate to stay steady. November we add. We're coming back, folks. We'll talk some more equities. We'll take a look at the metals. We'll take a look at gold. Dollar trading at 98.08. We got the S&Ps negative by 12. We're coming right back, folks. If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Morning Market Kickoff is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Welcome back, folks. We got the dollar right now down about 19 pennies at 98.11, and we jump over to metals, gold. So lower yield, weaker dollar. That should all come in to help metals, and it's doing it this morning. As gold's up by $21, you look at the volatility in terms of where we were at 8:30. We're driving higher from that number. You know, we've been talking about on this program, this dollar is just weak right now. Now, we're at the critical area, okay? As in, this is kind of your make or break, right? Longer term basis, you better believe it is. Now, you can get out, okay? You can get out of this trend by a point, even 2 points, all right? But you break below 95. You're talking about very realistic that you could break into the 90 area in a heartbeat. That's the lows in 2021. And on a longer term basis, okay, try and remember that the only time the dollar's been stronger than it is right now, since 2003, was when we were the hiking game in town, right? You accelerate higher. We were first to the party. We had American exceptionalism. We could hike interest rates, bring down the inflation. But outside of that, at the 100 area, there's many times that the market's done very well, and we've had a weaker dollar than that. And boy, we're coming into a very important critical area on the downside. And you check out metals, and yeah, we're pushing the highs yet again. So you check out silver. You trade lower overnight to 62.20, and we're coming right back up to those highs. I mean, look at silver. Silver's up $1.50 from where we were trading at at midnight like it's nothing. Silver now $1.50 down, $1.50 up. We are approaching this realm of things looking a little bit parabolic or a consolidation at some point. It's basically been a straight line move from 27 to 64 on silver. But at least for this foreseeable future, coming up in 2026, we might take a little bit of a break. Maybe we have a little bit of a pullback right now. Chairman Powell's got 3 more meetings this year. If there's going to be a pause, there could be one right now. The data says that they may be able to cut. Okay, we're only adding 22,000 jobs a month, and there's a lot of variance in these numbers. Okay, first of all, you get the October numbers. They can't even give us the CPI print, right? We don't even get inflation for the month of October. We get an unemployment rate of 4.6% that's going up. And a big part of the October number, okay, was government in there, for sure. The October slump came from a steep fall in government employment as deferred layoffs instituted earlier in the year took effect. Government payrolls were off 162,000 for the month and declined an additional 6,000 in November. Let's see what Hassett's talking about. I feel like Hassett's dropped out of favor. There's like a big shift yesterday of articles everywhere. And maybe this is him trying to appease some of the pushback that he was getting. As he's talking about the independence, it's really important and would move rates by consensus. Well, the audition's on, man. Talk about high stakes. Controlling the overnight lending rates in the U.S., basically the world, right? All right, what else do we got going on? Yeah, talking Fed. So 1 or 2 more Fed chair interviews this week. This is the Treasury Secretary. 1 or 2 more interviews this week for the next Federal Reserve Chair, with a likely announcement sometime in early January. I mean, we got this week. We talked about it. We got next week's Christmas week. Week after that is New Year's week, and then you come back. So we got this week, and then, you go on vacation for a couple weeks. We'll be here live on TFNN. We'll take some holidays for Christmas and New Year's. But 2 candidates, Kevin Hassett and Kevin Warsh. The battle of Kevins. Very, very qualified, Trump said in a Journal interview Friday. So we jump to retail sales. Motor vehicle purchases pulling back. So retail sales come in flat. Unchanged in October as a decline in auto dealers and weak gasoline receipts offset stronger spending in other categories. Sales, excluding autos and gas, up 0.5%. 8 of the 13 posting increases. Motor vehicles falling 1.6%, held down in part by, that EV deal. So the control group, which feeds into the government's calculations of goods spending on GDP, climbed 0.8%. That measure excludes food services, auto dealers, building material stores, and gas stations. Well, that's a lot of exclusions to post a 0.8% number. Yeah, so we're getting a little bit of holiday data there. All right, what else we got up here? Yeah, let's talk a little bit of robo-taxis. So we had these equities moving yesterday. Tesla, full self-driving, coming to a market near you. You trade higher yesterday, almost coming up to all-time highs. This morning, we're backing down about $3 for Tesla shares. Uber was trading lower yesterday on that news. You're chopping around near 82. Now, watching Uber right now. This thing's been in a great upturn channel since about 2022. Now, the downside of this channel, I was looking at this last night, right? It's like, this trend line comes from 2022, 2023 in April, 2023 in October. You touch that area in August. You touch that area basically in January of this year. April, you get well below it, okay, but for that brief volatility. So could line up with something like that, right? Where's the linear regression? Fit the curve, okay? Somewhere in there. But point being, we're at a critical area on the downside in Uber right now. You're breaking below that, and you're doing it with some volume. As in, you came in, depending on where this line actually falls, and it's an art, not a science, folks. There's not an exact penny that this line falls on. It's a general area. Okay, but you got some volume in that selling last week, man. 120 million shares on a weekly basis, and look at this volume that we've had to the downside. It was selling on November 3rd on their earnings, selling as you drive lower. The week of November 17th, you get 2 weeks of up volume, one of those being the holiday week for Thanksgiving, and then you rip lower again. That's quality volume to the downside right there, folks. You train lower the volume, a reprieve on light volume. Trading lower on volume, a reprieve on light volume. Trading lower on volume, and now we're breaking the channel line. So watch out for Uber. Great stock longer term. What's the chart saying? You might be breaking a little lower. You jump over to DoorDash. All right. Look at GM, man. Whew. No pullback here. Breaking above the 1-to-1, A to B, C to D. GM shares trading at 82. JP Morgan at 320. We jump around to some of the tech stocks. NVIDIA shares trading at 176. Stay tuned, folks. We're coming back. We'll see how this market reacts to jobs data. And Oracle shares in the red yet again. We're coming back for the opening bell, folks.
Sharpening
Right
your
back.
skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got equities open on Jobs Tuesday. It's usually Jobs Friday, but today we got it on a Tuesday. S&Ps, we were all the way down to about 68.33. That's early this morning. Let me zoom back in. There we go. Down to about 68.33 early this morning. It's been upward trajectory since there, and as we open, market's pushing higher. Check out that opening bell bar. Negative by just 9 points right now. NASDAQ 100, negative by 41. You get the Dow barely in the red by less than 0.1% at 48,797. And the Russell right now negative by 1. We jump to the 10-year. You're seeing actually a little bit of lower price, higher yield from that number. Where we were at 830, an initial spike higher. We jump over to the 2-year and right back to where we were at 830. So yields have not moved. You jump over to the dollar. And yeah, no real reaction as well, as in we get a little volatility, but we're right next to where we were at about 8:30 this morning. But the dollar pushing lower yet again. We're off by 30 pennies, and we might get a 97 handle as I speak. We're trading at 98.01 right now. So you get the unemployment rate up to 4%, 4.6%. And when you take a look at this on the chart, I mean, that's quite a loss in October. Okay, that number, 105,000 jobs lost in October. A lot of government jobs in there as well. But even if you take that out of it, I mean, look at the last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. 7 months of nothing, man. What's that bring us back to? Wow. If anything, I think the market could be underpricing the amount of cuts that we can get coming down the line next year. All right, let's check out natural gas for our Tiger JK841 in the Tiger's Den on YouTube over there. Let's check it out. Look at this thing, man. Woo-wee. Look at that selling last week as well. Well, yeah, that is a crash, folks. And where do we stop? Nobody knows. But it looks like we're not stopping just yet, because we are trading with volume, man. It's that 1.1 million contracts on the natural gas last week. That's on a weekly. You put it on a daily. So the volume's trailed off in the last couple of days. We'll see how we trade today. We're coming right back into this gap. Look at this volatility on natural gas. This is only 6 weeks of volatility. From 324 up to 550. And just like that, we're pushing back at 389. Boy, we got volume at the highs. Look at that, though. Volume at the highs, man. It's a decisive break last week on the 11th. What was that? Last Thursday. Yeah, well, that's a falling knife right now. That's for sure. Maybe you're coming back down to test this $3 price area, but we got selling natural gas. We jump over to gold. Quite a different chart. Checking out the volume. Yeah, we're going to do some decent numbers today. We're already at 117,000 contracts. It's a jobs day, which always ups the ante. You jump over to silver. So watch the volume. We're going to get some big numbers on volume today. Look at this. Silver's already done 60,000 contracts. We did 111,000 all day yesterday. And man, you are going to get silver up by 21 pennies right now. You get a bar in silver. So we got to hit 64.11 to turn positive on this bar. And you were all the way down at 62.11. You got highs out here, 65.08. On a weekly basis, check out this volume on silver. Look at this. All right? Thanksgiving week, low volume on a holiday week on silver, trading higher. The following week, December 1st, you do 547,000 contracts. And last week, as you trade to all-time highs, you do 613,000 contracts. See if we can get above those highs with some volume this week. Going to be very hard to do it on Christmas and New Year's week, right? Christmas, we get 3.5 trading days. New Year's, you get 4 trading days. 4 some of the lightest trading days of the year, right? You have the kids off school for Christmas week, New Year's week. They're all home. Those 2 weeks, expect some light. Now, that's going to be light volume in the market, but that does not mean low volatility. Sometimes when you have less market participants, you can actually get greater swings in the market. We jump over the VIX. Slightly elevated as we got a negative market with a VIX up 52 pennies at 1702 right now. So you look at the probabilities, prediction markets, and yeah, there was a shift, man. So Hassett was all the way up to 75%, and everybody else was at like 10%. And just in the last couple of days, Warsh is now at 46%, and Hassett's at 39%. And then you get the stories out there from Hassett talking about that. No, everybody. Hey, the Feds. We gotta. The independence is really important. Chair candidates shouldn't be disqualified for being Trump's friend. I mean, he's campaigning, and what do they say? If you're explaining, you're losing, and he's out there explaining a lot this morning. So I think he's losing, and I think Warsh is probably the guy I'd put my money on right now, as I saw that shift taking place yesterday. The president's smart. He puts it out. He gets some feelers right. He makes sure that whatever the nomination is going to be, he gets kind of the reaction ahead of time, and I think he was getting some pushback from Hassett, and maybe rightfully so, in terms of those in the know and how he would manage a Federal Reserve. And boy, almost no more difficult task right now. No, Powell's talked about it. This is not a normal situation. It's usually pretty clear whether they should be cutting or worrying about inflation. And there's still some real worries about inflation. But this latest data, they're going to be a lot more worried about jobs, in my opinion. Yeah, we get some buying on the open. All right, let's check out the tech stocks. NVIDIA shares down by 0.3%. Oracle shares this morning catch a lift, been under severe pressure since their earnings last Wednesday. Oracle up by 1.6%. Jump over to Micron shares, up by 0.1% right now. Broadcom, particularly volatile in their earnings last week as well. Yeah, the dogs of the last week are catching a bid right now. All right, Broadcom trades from 424 to 333. You're up by 1.8% right now. Dell, same deal, right? Dell just trips from 138 to 128. We're up by 2.4% right now. Let's check out some retail. So Walmart off by 0.7% right now. TJX slightly in the green. You jump over to Target, slightly in the green as well. All right. Kohl's up by 19 pennies at 22.37. Let's check out Macy's. Look at this thing breaking away, man. Strong breakout for Macy's on their earnings. Big volume. You got above it last week on lighter volume, though. Macy's right now down by 0.4%. All right, folks, stay tuned. We'll come back. We'll take a look at some other equities. Come right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, You choose the direction. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC. Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey. Because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We got Kraft Heinz. So they replaced their CEO ahead of a split of the two public firms. Kraft Heinz up by 1.2%, and they're replacing their CEO, Steve Callahan. Maybe? Yeah. Callahan Auto Parts. Who gets that one? Another one? Callahan Auto Parts? Nonetheless, that's not this gentleman's name, unfortunately. Callahan, I believe, who will take over from Carlos Abrams Rivera. So Steve Callahan, gotta get that one, is going to take over on January 1st, only a couple weeks away. So they're going to split those two entities. Company's in the red since then. Pepsi said it's going to cut prices and reduce a number of products as part of an agreement recently, and when they're talking about all of the goods underneath. So that last CEO has been there for 2 years, is an advisor. He'll serve until March 6th for that transition. All right, talking about satellite radio. So Howard Stern, he gets another 3-year deal with Sirius. Now, boy, you know, he's not crucial to this company at this point. Still big numbers in terms of listenership. But check out these numbers when you go back to 2006. Okay, and I remember this, man. He used to be on, was it WBCN? What station was he on in Boston? Was it BCN? I used to listen to him. I forget. And it was quite the saga, of course, when he went over to Sirius, because then what happened was he still had time on his regular contract for regular radio. Remarkable, this is 20 years ago, right? We got listeners, I'm sure, listening to the program who weren't even old enough to be listening to the radio at this point in time. Maybe you were in the back of the car, okay? But 20 years ago, 2006, is when he debuted, and they ended up pulling him from the regular stations before his contract was over, because basically he kept alluding to the fact, I mean, what else? He talked about his life. That was his whole show. I remember it happening, and it was like, how do you do the Howard Stern show with him not talking about anything going on in his life, when normally the thing that made the show great was just him talking about normal whatever was happening. Nonetheless, he leaves. At that time in 2006, he probably should have gotten even more money than he got, and he got a substantial amount of money at that time. The service had 700,000 subscribers at that time. By the end of the first year, it had 6 million. And that alone added to the incentive for the 2008 merger with XM Radio, and now they have 33 million subscribers and 170 million monthly listeners. How do you have 33 million subscribers and have 5 times that many people that listen to you monthly? How do you do that? How do you do that? If you have to subscribe to their service, how are 5 times as many people listening to you monthly than are paying for your service? Can somebody explain that to me? I have Sirius. I listen to it. Pretty crazy, though, that they grow to 6 million in a year, and here we are 20 years later, and they're at 33. All right? There you go, Double Broad. Exactly. A little Tommy Boy humor. Can't go wrong. I'm dating myself. When was that movie out? 1995, 30 years ago. There we go. Who needs 20 years ago when you got Tommy Boy? 30 years ago, 1995. My goodness. Okay, let's jump around. We keep our eye on metals. Gold up by $22 right now. Markets are selling. Let's put it on a 10-minute chart. All right, so we're only 6 minutes into this bar right now. We've done about 31,000 contracts. You did 73 around the open. That's the S&Ps. You jump over the NASDAQ. Okay, we'll see. Not quite the selling that you need. We got quite a bounce on the open. The opening bell bar is usually one of the biggest bars. We'll see if the selling persists. NASDAQ right now, negative by 48. You look at the heat map, not a lot of green on this chart right now. Disney, one of the equities higher, up by 1.9%. T-Mobile up by 0.7. Robinhood up by 2%. PayPal and Block both trading higher. ServiceNow is in the green, and Broadcom. I mean, look at the red. Whether it's energy, healthcare stocks getting hit, technology. Jump over to the NASDAQ 100. Yeah, Shopify in the green. See Gilead up by 1.3% right now. Check back on yields, and yeah, no real huge reaction prior to where we were in the number. Keep our eye on the dollar as we're pushing 98. Yeah, we're breaking lower, folks. Listen, dollar looks weak, okay? If I had one trade right now that I'm keeping in the back of my mind among everything else, it's that the dollar looks weak right now. And that can change, okay? This is a critical area. We start getting a bounce, all right? That can change. But no matter what's happening with yields right now, you have the dollar under pressure. And we're doing it again this morning. The yields haven't really reacted. We've been going over the yields the whole program. But look at the way the dollar's breaking below where we were. 97.95 right now on that dollar. Boy, we might get another break on metals today. All right, folks. And we got our man Basil Chapman coming up next with the Tiger Technicians Hour. If you have not checked out the opening call, and even if you have, folks, okay, today's a great day to sign up for Basil's outstanding newsletter. He puts out updates every day. He puts out about an hour-long video for subscribers every single week, folks, Friday and Saturday. He's got many webinars that are archived for subscribers, but today he's got a live 90-minute webinar going on from 4 till 5:30. The outlook for 2026 and what looks good going into the new year. He's going to review the Chapman Wave technical tools that help identify trends and trend changes, sector rotation, and stocks and ETF specific selections he'll be discussing. Trading around core positions. Now, to get into this newsletter, you have to be an opening call subscriber. And if you're an opening call subscriber, folks, the way Basil trades, okay, you're going to see it. Core positions. He talks about it all the time. I encourage you to check out this webinar. You can sign up for the opening call right now on the front page of TFNN. You get a month of Basil's newsletter. You gain access to the webinar tonight. It will be archived if you can't be in there for the full 90 minutes, okay? It'll be archived on your members page. You click on that button. You can sign up for a month at $149, folks. There it is. 6 months for $695, you save almost $200. And if you sign up for a year at $1195, you save almost $600 or more than 33%. And what I encourage you to do is, if you're thinking about signing up, head on over to the front page and check out the Tiger Dollar sale, folks. You can get up to a 40% bonus The order of operations is you go over there, you get some Tiger dollars, then you apply it to the newsletter, and it still comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, folks. So you don't like it, maybe it's just not something you imagine yourself using for whatever reason. Methodology just differs on how you look at the market, whatever it is. Okay, I encourage you to check out Basil's newsletter, folks. And the best way to add some savings, check out those Tiger dollars. That sale only running this week only, and Basil's tonight. And Basil's coming up next, but we got one more segment. We're coming right back, folks.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got markets chopping around. S&Ps right now, negative by 11. You got the NASDAQ futures climbing into the positive by 1 point. Russell in the positive by 3 points as well. Bitcoin up by $1,400. We take a look at CoreWeave. So, yeah, article on the Journal today talking about CoreWeave. I'll pull this one over. And you talk about a fall from grace. But, man, it's been a roller coaster. Staggering fall from market grace highlights the AI bubble fears. Well, Oracle's been doing that as well. Okay, but this one, I mean, if you recall, folks, okay, when they went IPO, NVIDIA had to back them to basically push that thing out to the public. I'm trying to pull up the exact money they did. But NVIDIA stepped in with a buy that basically gave that thing a floor. On the IPO, you accelerate up to 187. And one of the things that I remember reading articles about is they were IPOing just earlier this year, okay, when you went from $33 up to 187, is that they were going to have intensive capital expenditure that has to come down the line. Many of the chips that were already in place in their data centers were some of the older generation chips that they were going to have to come back in and re-up. And what a great time to go to the public, right? When you're just preparing for a capital expenditure onslaught. And I'm generalizing, okay? But yeah, NVIDIA stepped in a big way, and they basically backstopped that. And now we're just continuing. Even today, down by 2.5%. Be careful of that one in particular. Oracle shares up by 0.8% right now, and we'll finish it with NVIDIA up by 0.4%. All right, folks, it's Jobs Tuesday. Basil Chapman, he's in the saddle. He's coming up next. You got a few minutes till Basil kicks off his program, folks, at the top of the hour. I encourage you, head on over to the front page of TFNN, check out those Tiger Dollars, and sign up for the opening call, and you'll gain access to Basil's webinar tonight. I'll see you at 3 o'clock, folks. Stay tuned for Basil. Have a great one.